I promise to be true to you in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health. I will love you and honor you all the days of my life. So this is our marriage vows that we spoke to each other. And when we got engaged, I remember my fiance back then said this to me. I'm going to mean every single bit of that vow. Wow, that made me felt so touched. And the sense of security, feeling assured, this is the way forward. So welcome, friends, to Fully Alive with Irene. And today with me is none other than my husband,
Hi.
Hans, that's his name.
Yes.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
So yes, I'm Hans, also known as Irene's husband. I'm a software engineer with his own company from New Zealand, which is where we met.
Yeah, that's where we first met at the church event. Yeah, you were the group coordinator that I was in.
Yes.
And basically, we hadn't had any contacts for almost a year, except for Facebook. Hi, bye, happy birthday, maybe those kind of things.
Yeah. You added me on Facebook.
Yeah, because I was the admin.
Yes.
I was the admin of the ICP mission back then. So I added everybody that I met, so to promote our events. And so that's how we kept in contact. And then suddenly you reappeared in my life again.
Yes.
What happened?
What happened? Well, before that, I was at a conference in Auckland, and I got back to my hotel room and feeling a bit lonely, and I just said, God, I am so tired of being single. Where is she? And Irene's name came into my head. And being a bit of a skeptical person, I said, that doesn't make any sense. I haven't seen her in like a year. I'm going to need something a bit more than that. Mm-hmm. So then next day, still at the conference, I came back, logged into my Facebook, and one of your friends had posted some, at that stage, old photos, they're already months old,
Yes.
of a trip that you went on. And you were doing outdoorsy stuff like kayaking and things like that I like doing. So, okay, that's interesting. And then the next day, I got an invite to a young adults event.
Which was run by our center back then.
Yeah. And I thought, well, I'm not meeting anybody new in my current circles, so let's see. Let's go, let's see. So that's where I met you again. And I remember having quite an enjoyable conversation at the end.
Yes.
Yeah.
We had quite an enjoyable conversation with each other. And me, I'm the person who will talk to everybody. And people start terming him as my friend, Irene's friend, you know? That guy, Hans, Irene's friend, I say.
Yeah.
But I have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
I remember being quite oblivious to the fact that but somebody was looking at me. That was quite interesting.
Yes.
Until you asked me out.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which I did.
Yeah. I remember a funny incident. I told you later on. It was like because we're so trained in some way in our modern society. Yeah, woman has to be independent. You have to know, have to have your money and stuff. And that was my background back then when I was working and have money at my disposal. So I pay my own bills and I'm used to that. And when he asked me out, I was like, yes, I'd like to go out with you because my attitude is that let's go out and see. If I like you, then we go for the next date and the next maybe. If I don't, I'll just say no for the next time. And I remember vividly, I say, I hope he's going to pay for this dinner because it's an expensive place and I'm a missionary. I don't earn any money. Oh my gosh, that's like my prayer all the time. That was so funny.
There was no way I was going to let you pay.
Exactly.
So, yeah, asking someone out and then saying, oh, you pay for your own way. That doesn't make sense.
That was just me being silly, you know, too influenced by the world.
Well, you know what? It does happen.
Yeah, it does happen.
Just not with me.
Yes, and I'm grateful, very grateful.
Yeah.
And then we went on for dates and got serious. You came to visit my family. How has that been for you? That time, that first time?
That was quite an enjoyable trip. I remember this place being like a hot version of Wellington.
Yes.
So, hills, water, ocean, but just hot. Yeah, it was nice getting to see where you're from and meet your family.
Yes.
Yes. And propose to you
Yes.
in your own hometown,
Oh, yes, that was really beautiful.
which was a bit of a challenge, proposing in a place that you don't know. Yeah, figuring out where to go is a challenge if you don't know the place. But it worked out.
Yeah, it worked out.
Yeah.
It was nice. We toured my hometown and then went for a nice dinner. Yeah, and then had the proposal, went home and asked everybody to be silent, just ting, show my finger.
Yeah.
You're engaged? Yes, we are.
Yes.
And we were engaged for 6 months and then we got married. Yeah, that was what an honor to be able to plan the wedding myself and have everything prepared by myself. Just the way I wanted. In a way, I have a lot of freedom. We have a lot of freedom in that sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember one of our island sisters was saying this, wow, this is the first time I've been to a wedding where there's no aunties fighting at the corridor or yelling at each other from the stairwell,
Yeah, she said it was one of the most relaxed weddings.
Yeah, one of the most relaxed weddings.
Which is good because we want to enjoy the special day.
Yeah, and we want our guests to enjoy that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember making it very clear to the community. I say, this day, everybody gets to enjoy it. Everybody get to the mass, and you don't do anything at the reception. The small afternoon tea after the mass. We have that for everybody. We've invited some other team to help out.
Yes.
Yeah, that was very nice. I think that was beautiful. Yeah, some people call us the low drama couple. Then after marriage, my gosh, the drama started.
Things were crazy.
Yeah.
Some of it was a little bit self-inflicted. So first living together and then flying off to the United States for an event there and then back and then moving
Country.
Yeah, to your country.
Yes.
So it's all doable, it's all possible, but then I come to a new place. People English is variable here. Some people speak it very fluently, like my wife, and some people struggle. Don't know the shops.
Yeah.
Don't always know where to get things.
Yeah, I was his GPS.
Basically. Yeah. And simple things like in New Zealand, we came to an empty house almost. In New Zealand, I know which shops to go to, and here, have to ask around. So
Yeah.
that wasn't too bad, though.
That wasn't too bad.
You getting sick, that was the big one,
Yeah.
the big challenge. Yeah.
Unexpectedly.
Yeah, of course. Nobody goes into anything expecting to get chronically ill.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's where the vow comes in, isn't it?
Yeah, in sickness and in health.
Yeah.
Of course, assuming it's going to be more of the health than the sickness. But hey, you make the vow, you mean the vow, and then you have a situation challenges to deal with.
Yes. Yeah. So far, I think sickness is more than health in our marriage so far.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. It is now after 5 years.
Yeah, after 5 years. I've been sick almost 4 years now. Almost 4 years, coming to that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that was quite a big part.
So in a way, the low drama part is great because we've got enough trouble
Yeah.
with the chronic illness.
Exactly.
So everybody's going to have their own crosses. If it's not sickness, it's something else. You have something else on the road.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how did we overcome that? I mean, share a little bit, from your perspective.
From my perspective, some words from my parents, specifically my mum, come to mind. She's got this phrase, basically, don't think, just do. And then further down the track, you'll look back at what you've done and just be amazed, like, how did I do that? And it's like, yes, things are tough. So one foot in front of the other, you just keep on, do what is necessary. do the best you can. That was one of those things. Okay, my wife, after we got a diagnosis, like my wife has myasthenia gravis. What's the best we can do?
Yeah. How can we give me the best chance?
The best chance, right? The doctors say it's incurable,
But we don't believe it.
well, I have ulcerative colitis. The doctors don't know how to cure that, but some people get rid of it.
Exactly.
So it's like, how do we give you the best chance?
Yes.
And we've done everything we can, from redoing the kitchen to make it easier on you,
Yes.
less effort, to looking at alternative medicine, like diet,
Yeah.
lifestyle, everything. It's
Yes.
still struggling
Yeah.
struggling way. It's not easy because you got to juggle other things as well, like work. The money still needs to come in to pay for it all,
Yeah, exactly.
because good healthcare is
It's expensive.
pricey.
It is.
It's pricey.
Yeah, I've told my friend about this. I am expensive,
Yes.
Everything like the medical care, the healthcare and the sick care, I would say, they're both very expensive.
Very expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's one part of it. Yeah. Let's share about a bit of the joy that we experience as well through this.
Through this? Can you give an example?
An example,
There's lots of little,
lots of little things.
yeah.
I would say like for example, this year, my recovery has been really remarkable.
Yeah.
I think this is like, wow. Even Aaron, our friend who was my physiotherapist, he said this is like, it's so remarkable. Like the last time I saw you and like, wow, like it's just remarkable. I say, yes, I saw that. Like it's remarkable. The recovery I made. Yeah, the joy that I'm still living. We are living.
Yes.
Yeah, I remember my mother say this. She say, "Is Hans okay?" I say, "Struggling as usual. Business is not that easy, and our wife is sick."
And now I've got extra things to do to look after you. You can't drive.
Yeah, and my mom say this, but he's whistling. He sounds happy.
There are always nice things to be grateful for every day. And if you're going to go around with the attitude of like, my wife's sick, so I can't be happy, then boy, is life going to be miserable. And it doesn't serve you anyway. It doesn't serve you, right? So you celebrate the little things. Like my wife getting rid of the ventilator.
Oh yeah,
right?
that was so great.
Because I remember driving you to the hospital as fast as I can. You just managed to walk in on your own 2 feet. And next thing I see you in a ventilator.
Yes, yes.
And needing a machine to breathe. So so grateful when that machine was no longer needed.
Oh yes, yes. I was so grateful. Yeah, even though like it was an ordeal, like a double intubation, the drama, my goodness.
Huge drama. And even after that was gone, you were struggling.
Yeah, I was struggling.
It's not easy to go through that.
No, it wasn't.
And
but the grace was amazing. Yeah, I have to say that the grace was so deep. I remember not complaining at all, but trusting that I can get through this because God is strengthening me. And remember, just recently when I got a cold, oh gosh, the complaint. And then I prayed about it, and God reminded me, it's like, wow, you've been through something like
something way
100
worse.
times worse.
Yeah.
And that brings me back to perspective. I say, oh, okay. Yeah, when I stop complaining, the cold doesn't feel that bad.
It's more manageable when you're not focused on what's wrong. You're looking at what blessings do I have.
Yes. Yeah, that's true.
Right? And you can always find them.
Yeah, I think the other joy is like having our little girl. That's
Yes,
a big
she's
one.
growing up.
Yes.
The next joy, of course, was you being able to come home. And then, we were watching you slowly get better. A bit up, then a bit down again, and then a bit more up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm seeing both of us growing through our years of marriage.
Yes.
And I think that is just amazing grace that we've experienced.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me personally, like the relationship, like what we've done in the beginning, principally God being the center, that has been quite important.
Yeah. Helps keep things at priorities in order.
Yes, yes. And I remember when I was praying for a husband, when I finally say, okay, God, if you're really inviting me to marriage, here I am. I will pray for my husband. I was praying for a man of God after God's own heart, that God is his number one, number one, so that I am able to submit to him, because I want absolutely like a Christian marriage, like, working towards that kind of holiness, sanctification, and everything. And then I also prayed the second part. I said, God, make me a woman of God after your own heart. Yeah, so that I would have the humility to submit to my husband.
Yeah.
And you know what? When I prayed the prayer, after that novena that I've prayed, the first part that God worked on is on me. Oh boy, it was breaking.
Of course. Of
I
course.
said, oh wow, there's so many crooks and nooks and so many things needs to change in me before I finally met you.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the way it works. You work on yourself first to make yourself ready.
Yeah. Yeah. Would you say that would be a very good way forward for people who are preparing for marriage, thinking about marriage?
I'd say yes, because I have met people, they want to get married, but they are clearly not ready to commit. And not that they're in a serious relationship yet, but they're not ready to commit. They have their own things to deal with first. It's like you really need to be comfortable being you.
Yes.
Like one of the advice I heard years and years ago was, if you expect your future spouse to make you happy, you're likely to end up creating two miserable people. Because if you can't, it's too much to expect from another person. If you can't be happy being who you are and being with somebody else, and that your identity being defined by somebody else is not going to solve it. It's like, fix yourself first. Or work on yourself. I wouldn't say fix it, that's suggesting you're broken.
Yeah.
But work on yourself first. And when you're ready, things will happen.
Yeah, the right one will come.
The right one will come.
I believe so. When I was ready, I was surrendered, like I was in a space where I'm fully trusting, like whatever God wants of me, this one came about.
Yes.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let's encourage everybody, like those people want to get married, especially the younger ones, I would say. There's a lot of pressure, I feel.
Yeah.
Like when they want to get married, there's societal pressure, a lot of expectation here and there.
Yeah.
And we see that sometimes people discourage, much rather not get married if that's the case.
Before I met you, the thought crossed my mind, how on earth am I going to find somebody in this world who is a good match for me? Well, yeah, here she is.
When God is a matchmaker.
Exactly. That was, as we were going on our first few dates, that was like, wow, she really is, I'd say, the right one for me. You could tell it's like same principles, same values,
Yes.
putting God as a priority, not just an option. And we're back.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, the camera overheated a bit. Did I mention that Malaysia's hot? Yeah, so hopefully it'll stay working until we're finished.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true. Yeah, we're talking about encouraging people
Yeah.
who are thinking about marriage.
Yes.
Yeah, that part of it.
That part of it.
Like we're talking about like when we were at the part where we know that we're a right match.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that too. Like at the third date, I say, wow, this is the man that has the same principle, because I am a strong woman. People say that. But now it's like, that's an irony, I'm quite weak with MG and stuff. Yeah, I'm a woman who believes in my principle, and I'm not the type who will budge down or budge in or whatever. So there are things that are very important to me.
Yeah.
And knowing that we share the same principle, that was very important.
Yeah.
And that was when I brought it to prayer, like I sensed God was asking me, like, so what do you think about Hans? Very interesting, huh?
Yeah.
So it's such a blessing. I would say marriage is really worth it. If you're called to it, marriage is really worth it.
Yeah.
And it involves a little bit of risk, taking some.
Yeah. I'd say take it seriously. It is a lifelong commitment. A Christian marriage is you vow to each other that you will love each other for the rest of your life, no matter what, like in sickness or health.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah, don't settle. I've seen people who are so desperate to be in a relationship that it's like almost anyone will do. So,
No.
but at the same time, there is ultimately that leap of faith because we didn't know you were
Yeah.
going to get seriously sick.
Yeah.
Right? We don't know what the future holds. You don't know what you're going to face against. But if you have confidence in each other and confidence, faith in God,
Yeah.
then that leap, you can make that leap of faith. Say, yes, we're going to commit and we're going to make this work.
Yes, we're going to make that work. And a few days ago, I just shared this with a friend about I saw some memes. They say, do not test drive the man or the woman because if you know the manufacturer, you know the person. They're the beloved, made in the image and likeness of God. And we, as the conversation goes on, we will talk about people don't test drive when they buy a house. You just buy it and you deal with the problem later.
Yeah.
And while enjoying the blessing. So I think this is really similar with marriage.
Yeah. Although if there are serious problems before you get married, you deal with them first. Because if you can't problem solve together before marriage, you're unlikely to suddenly be able to because you made the vow in front of all your family and friends and before God.
And there's always help. Marriage counseling.
Yes.
Some older couples who live out great marriages that you can look up to. There are people, that you can seek help to.
Yes.
I'm sure there's always a way. And marriage is worth it. So if you're considering marriage, we wish you all the best. We wish you all the blessing. And we pray that things work out for you. The right one is there, and be the right one as you're seeking the one.
Yes.